With Canelo sitting at the throne of the super middleweight division, two former world champions are set to collide in order to prove the worthiness of challenging the king. Caleb Plant, a slick boxer, is set to face off against the relentless volume puncher and David Benavidez in a classic boxer versus puncher matchup. Whomever comes out the victor will become the #1 contender of the 168 division and will likely get the shiny moment against boxing's current superstar. Plant is a refined boxer with solid fundamentals and lightning quick speed. He prefers to stay at range with his jab and poke away from the outside. Plant uses his jab to draw a reaction since he's more of a counterpuncher by trade. Although he has shown his heart and willingness to trade on the inside, it hasn't always turned out to be in his best favor. They call him Sweet Hands for a reason. He's smooth and slick. Each punch is calculated as he's more of a sniper. The issue arises in his punch stats, as he's not one to have a very high punch output. The energy is more reserved for his legs, as it takes incredible stamina to stay active on the feet for an entire duration of the 12 rounds. As he displays stamina issues in the later rounds against Uzteca and the king of the super middleweight division, Canelo Álvarez. Both opponents were able to take Plant into deep waters as his stamina was clearly depleted. Being that he isn't the biggest puncher, he becomes even more vulnerable in the second half of the fight when his legs are weakened. There is no doubt that Benavidez will have the advantage in terms of firepower. What he'll really want to test is his heart. Every man has the breaking point. The question is, how much pain will he be able to endure before he capitulates to the punishment from Benavidez? This will be by far the biggest test since Canelo, and he has to be sure to have enough stamina to feed the engine. What Plant has to do is stick a move. Power isn't everything. If it was, every champion with cannons in their hands will remain undefeated. You only need enough power to keep the opponents at bay and to slow down the work rate. Malignaggi made a career off his jab and footwork, as he was known as a boxer who couldn't even crack an eggshell. The game plan should be straightforward. Keep Benavidez at bay from the outside. Tally up the points. When the distance gets closed, simply tie up and reset. Wash, rinse, repeat. Benavidez is the terminator of the division, a lengthy super middleweight with an engine capable of powering a fighter jet. Punches and bunches. He's there to press a pace capable of testing the strongest of lungs. There is minimal thinking at this pace, as the majority of the moves are based off reaction and instincts. The second his opponents take a second to think, there's 2, 3, even 4 punches coming at them. By the time they realize it, they're behind on all the judges' scorecards based on volume alone. Plant by far will be the best defensive fighter Benavidez has faced yet. David has shown a beautiful long jab and should work behind it. This will set up the power punches, as it will throw off Plant's timing as a counterpuncher. By the second half of the fight, if David feels he is capable of eating Plant's best punches, it's time to turn up the gear to full throttle, as Plant has shown to fade in the later rounds. Cut off the ring, punches and bunches, and maintain proper punching distance, as he will have the reach advantage. This will minimize Plant's counters down to straight punches instead of short hooks and uppercuts. I think Plant will have some control with his jab early on in the fight, as well as be able to land some meaningful counters. But if his power isn't able to keep Benavidez honest, I believe David will take full control of the fight by the middle rounds, as his pace and relentlessness will be too overwhelming for Plant. This is just a terrible style matchup, as Plant does well when he's in control of the tempo, but when he's pushed to his limits, he's shown breaking points. Unfortunately, he's about to face a machine of a man in David Benavidez. The volume, size, and power will eventually break Plant in the later rounds. My prediction is David Benavidez by late round stoppage.